Right, let us discuss the topic called optimization techniques, or otherwise, these are the principal sources of optimization. It is otherwise called as principal sources of optimization. And we will start with what is the meaning of optimization. So, optimization is nothing but reducing execution time. So, reducing execution time is called optimization. So, we will use some techniques for reducing the execution time of the program, which is known as optimization, and some of the principal sources of optimization are: first one we will see here in compile time evaluation. See, these techniques can be implemented during compile time as well as runtime also, and we will see the techniques we implement during compile time. There are two techniques. One is constant folding, or otherwise folding, and second technique is constant propagation. There are several other techniques also, but these two techniques comes under compile time evaluation. So what is this compile time evaluation? So compile time evaluation means shifting the computations from runtime to compile time. Usually we reduce the time and we remove the unnecessary code, everything during runtime only. But if we do anything in the compile time evaluation, or otherwise shifting the computations from runtime to compile time, is called compile time evaluation. So during compile time evaluation, there are two methods we will implement. One is folding. Let us see the example to understand what is this folding. So in folding technique, folding technique is implemented during compile time. In folding technique, what we will do, let us understand with example. We have taken that length equal to 22 by 7 into d. So here folding is implied by performing the computation of 22 by 7 at compile time. So this 22 by 7 will be evaluated during compile time only. Why? Because if this gets evaluated during runtime, it will take more amount of time for execution. That is why we are doing most of the things during compile time. That's why they are called as compile time evaluations. So folding is a technique, comes under compile time evaluation, where you can understand with this example, length equal to 22 by 7 into d, and this 22 by 7 can be evaluated during compile time itself. So here folding is implied by performing the computation 22 by 7 at compile time. Right? Next one is constant propagation. Let us understand this constant propagation. So here what happens? The value of a variable is replaced and a computation of an expression is done at compile time. Let us see the example. What is constant propagation? Example, pi value is 3.14, r equal to 5 we have taken, and area formula is pi into r. We all know that area equal to pi r square. Anyhow, we have taken example only, area equal to pi into r. This is how we have written the formula. So what we will do, all the values, say pi value 3.14, r value 5, everything will be substituted here during compile time and evaluated during compile time only, so that the time taking for execution will get reduces. So these are the two techniques, folding and constant propagation. These are the two techniques that comes under compile time evaluation. We are going to look at some other techniques also. Next one is common sub-expression elimination. What is this? So we will eliminate the repeated expressions in the given program or in the program. We will see an example for this. how we are going to eliminate the repeated expressions or common expressions. We will discuss this with an example. See here, T1 equal to 4 into I, and we have some statements from T1 to T6, and observe T1 and T4. T1 equal to 4 into I, T4 is also equal to 4 into I. So these are the two repeated expressions or statements. So that's why we are going to eliminate T4 equal to 4 into I, so that we can save some amount of time where the execution time will get reduces. So that is why here what we are doing, we are identifying the common expressions and we are eliminating them. In this example, T1 equal to 4 into I, T4 is also equal to 4 into I. We have written two times, the same equation we have written for two times. That's why we are eliminating the common expressions and we are reducing the amount of time for execution. The next technique is copy propagation. What is this? Using one variable instead of the another. Let us see this with an example. X equal to pi. We have assigned pi variable to the x. After that, we have written some formula. Area equal to, we have written that area equal to x into r into r. What happens now? So we are going to substitute x value as pi, that equal to pi into r. So like that, here we are going to eliminate, we are going to eliminate some kind of variables here. We are going to remove some kind of variables. You see here, actually x value is, pi value is assigned to the variable x, and area equal to x into r. So suppose what we are doing here, in the place of x, what we are substituting? Pi variable we are substituting. Anyhow, this is useless here. We are assigning a variable pi to the x, and we are not, what we are doing here, area equal to x into r, we are just substituting the same value in the place of pi, so that the time taking for execution will be increases. So for that purpose, what we are doing, we are removing that assignment statement x equal to pi, so that the time will get reduces. Okay, just we have assigned a variable pi to the x, and again we are substituting pi in the place of x. What is the necessity of substituting pi in the place of x, and why we have assigned pi equal to x, pi to the x variable? So that's why some unnecessary statements, some unnecessary variables we declare, and it is nothing but copy propagation. Means what? Using of one variable instead of another variable. This is called copy propagation. So this is an example to understand copy propagation. Next one, code motion. Code motion. So moving some amount of code outside the loop. What happens if it is inside the loop? Loop means we know that several times it will get executed. More number of times it gets executed. Suppose if I write more amount of code inside the loop, what happens? It will take more amount of time. That's why to avoid this situation, what we are doing, we will write the more amount of code outside the loop, and we will write very less amount of code inside the loop. So we should not write more amount of code we should not write more amount of code inside the loop. If I write anything inside the loop, it has to be executed for more number of times based on the condition. You see here, this is also called as what? Loop invariant computation. So this code motion is also called as what? Loop invariant computation. Example, you see, while I less than equal to max minus 1. This is the condition. While this is the condition we have given for the while statement, and after that inside sum equal to sum plus a of I. What I am doing is I am bringing this max minus 1 to the outside, and I am assigning that max minus 1 to the variable called capital N. So capital N equal to max minus 1. So the evaluation will be done outside itself. So every time if I write while I less than or equal to max minus 1, every time when the loop before it enters into the loop, every time it has to check the condition. So when it checks the condition for 100 number of times, what happens? The time consumption will also be increases. So for that purpose, n equal to max minus 1 we have written outside, and now we are checking only one condition, I value is less than or equal to capital N. After that, what we are doing, sum equal to sum plus a of I. This is called code motion. Moving some amount of code outside the loop is called code motion. This is also called as loop invariant computation. Next one is reduction in strength. So priority of certain operators is higher than others, right? So what are the operators here? Example we have taken, star is having highest precedence than plus operator. That's why what we are doing, we are going to replace higher strength operators in the place of lower strength operators. What example we have taken? For example, we have taken a for loop, I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 50, I plus plus, and count equal to I into 7. What is this? We have reduced the strength. For instance, what we have used? Strength of star is higher than plus. That's why I am going to replace lower strength operators. Lower strength operators. You see, this is the syntax of higher strength operator, whatever we have written here, and I will show you the syntax for lower strength operators. We are going to replace lower strength operators in place of that higher strength operators. So what we are doing, initially we have assigned a variable called 7 to the temporary variable, and for loop it is for I less than or equal to 50 times, count equal to temp equal to temp plus 7. So temp is a variable, we have already started with 7. Temp, what is there in the temporary variable? 7 is there, and whenever it enters into the inside of the loop, for suppose I value equal to 1 or 2, when it enters into the loop, consider I value equal to 1, and what happens here? Temporary value is 7, we have already assigned, that temporary value equal to counter. Now what we will do, temp plus 7. So temporary value here, which is already 7, I have moved to the value variable called count. After that, what we are going, temp equal to temp plus 7. We are incrementing 7 values to the temporary value. This is called reduction in strength. Here we have used a star operator, here we are using plus operator. This is called reduction in strength. And next one is dead code elimination. Any dead variable, any useless variable, if contained, it will not be, the variable which is never been used, which has never been used, that is called dead code. So the code containing such a variable is supposed to be a dead code. So suppose if my program is having a dead variable, then it is called as a dead code. Okay, what example we have taken? I equal to 0, if I equal to 1, A equal to x plus 5. What happens here? If the statement is a dead code, and this condition will never get satisfied. Hence, statement can be eliminated and optimize the code. So, I equal to 0, if I equal to 1, A equal to x plus 5. What happens now? Here, we have assigned I value equal to 0. Suppose in case if I value equal to 1, what happens? A equal to x plus 5. So, this is what we have done, which is called dead code elimination. The code containing such a variable supposed to be a dead code. Suppose if the statement is dead code and this condition will never get satisfied, hence the statement can be eliminated and optimized can be done. Suppose if the dead code, according to that according to the conditions of dead code, if it will never get, if it is not satisfied, that statement can be eliminated and optimized, which until it can be done. So this is called dead code elimination. What is dead code elimination? A equal to x plus 5. This is called dead code. A equal to x plus 5 is called dead code. So variable is said to be dead at a point in which the program contained into it is never being used. That is called dead code elimination. We are eliminating variables, dead variables, unnecessary code, everything we are releasing, everything we are not taking out. That is called dead code elimination.